Namaste.
Namaste, beloved ones, and thank you for tuning in to this very special video about the new symptoms of ascension awakening, spiritual awakening, and frequency shift that is happening on the planet right now. Shri and I appreciate your patience. We've been talking about putting this video out for quite a while. However, we listened to guidance, and our guidance said to film this in the energy of that extraordinary, beautiful, super full blood moon that's happening right now on January 31, 2018. And so regardless of when you connect with this video, we invite you to connect with the gift of the energy that we pray is flowing through us and into you right now.
There is a grand upliftment of energy occurring on this planet. Many people are reporting all kinds of shifts and differences. And the first thing we want to say to you is you're not going nuts.
You are not crazy.
And you are not alone.
No, and whoo, thank you for saying that, Shri.
Because the fact of the matter is, the part of us that records our history, you know, that ego brain, is kind of keeping track of things and is trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube. But I'm sorry, the ascension experience that is upon us isn't going backwards, friends. We are all lifting, we are all expanding, and we have the opportunity to participate consciously or not.
Or not. And so we made a list because we want to just be very specific and read these for you. Now, a couple things you should be aware of. If you have not yet tuned in, we have 2 other videos posted at YouTube that are about this. And if you've not watched them or you haven't watched them in a while, you might want to go back. It is not that all these other symptoms have gone away. All of that is still happening in the background. And those other 2 videos that we have are titled, number 1, the Survival 2015 through 2022 Ascension Symptoms and Signs of Interference. Very important video. If you have not watched it, please also connect with that one. And the other one is the symptoms of spiritual awakening, the other, and they're right here. If you go to our homepage at YouTube, Official Shri and Kira, they're the very first 2 listed under most popular. So you can find them very easily on the homepage. And again, these symptoms that we have in those other 2 videos, and we've been posting symptoms for over 5 years. We've been working on this together for over 15 years. So we do feel that we have some true background in being able to share this with you. Every symptom we are sharing with you, we have had verified through the ascended realms. We have experienced them ourselves, and we understand what it feels like to go through them. So let's talk about this. Let's go through it. So let's talk about the 2018. Remember that 2018, and you're going to also want to watch our February revelations and of course our January for 2018. Without spending too much time on that in this video, remember the 3rd and 5th dimension have now fully anchored. The Earth isn't twinning anymore. We've hit that anchored state. There are new portals that have opened, hence the intensity of these symptoms. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Shri's ready. We know you're ready too. Number 1, your heart. Your heart is most likely, it can be beating in a way that might seem unusual or catch your attention. There can be a tenseness or an impending feeling, a sense that something is about to happen, which many physical forms are misinterpreting as fear and panic. Big rise in fear and panic.
And a sense of needing to catch your breath, so to speak, because there's this, oh, the other shoe's about to drop sort of feeling. Now this is the body misinterpreting the shift in energy and bringing the overlay of 3rd dimensional fear to bear on what is actually an energetic shift.
So many people who are waking up might also be experiencing simultaneously a sense of panic attack or heart palpitations. Remember that this is the physical body calling out to you saying, wait a minute, tell me I'm okay, right?
Reassure me.
Exactly, and the soul is wanting to lead, and obviously you know that or you wouldn't be watching this video. Okay, number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2, in addition to ringing in the ears. Now, ringing in the ears has been an ascension symptom for a while, but in addition to this kind of ringing in the ears, if you notice, and many of you are already noticing that, there's this kind of lower background, let's use the word noise. And what this is it's constant, it calls your awareness, it's always there. This is actually a hum or a call from the multidimensional experience that's opening now.
And it's a sign that you are actually residing in another dimension, or partially anyway, and that your senses now are becoming attuned to the frequency. And that's interpreted through the auditory system as a hum.
And if you want to learn more about that, again, watch our February 2018 where we talk about how the multidimensional experience has opened for many. All right, number 3, call to presence from the body. Meaning that it's responding to the new energies. It's calling you to pay more attention. You might notice symptoms that feel almost like a tendinitis or a stiffness, a sense of imbalance. You might be less comfortable with the physical world. You might actually be feeling awkward in the physical world. And what's happening is that your physical body, again, is shifting to try and accommodate these higher frequencies, but you're actually anchoring ascension energy. So this is a very powerful one.
Yeah, many people experience this as fibromyalgia symptoms, you know, with the tenderness in the joints and the tendons.
Pain, actual physical pain.
Yes.
And that's because the body is saying again, hey, what's happening here? Things are changing. All right, number 4, this is a big one. Phantom vision changes. Now, if you watch our other videos, if you go to our website, ShriandKara.com, we have everything also printed. You might want to print it off and start kind of making your own little checklist. Vision changes have been there for a while, but these are powerful. These are multi-dimensional phantom vision changes. And what you're going to notice, the way I've experienced, is like a pulsing geometry, like a liquid crystalline light. Sometimes it's silvery, sometimes it's blue, and there's like geometries within it. It's a sense of liquid crystal, a sense of liquid light. Now, the physical body, until it adapts to this, you might even notice a sense of tunnel vision when this is happening. You might feel a moment of almost feeling faint. Again, this is an adaptation to shifting between dimensions.
And you know, a third dimensional medical doctor might say there's something going on with the optic nerve. The fact of the matter is that your body is responding to energy. So rather than get hung up on what diagnosing, breathe and flow with the experience and kind of be present to it and see where it carries you.
Yeah, really powerful. And you know, it might be important to note at this moment that, you know, certainly if you're having these physical symptoms and you're really afraid, you might want to go see a medical doctor. However, what's happening for many people is they go see a medical doctor, they have tons of tests, and in the end, they find nothing or tell you you're crazy or it's all in your head. It is in your head, but not in this dimension. All right, let's continue. Number 5, photosensitivity. Now this is extreme. This is outdoor lighting seems brighter, the sun seems brighter, you're much less tolerant of the sun. You might need to even start wearing sunglasses inside.
And you know, in the past, we've noticed sensitivity to fluorescent lights and artificial lighting, and now it's actually all lighting. There just is a sense of brightness there that the physical body is having a little trouble relaxing with. And so honor yourself. Sunglasses are great.
Yeah, you know. And
a lot of cool ones.
Yeah, there are a lot of great ones. You know, why not have some fun with that? And if you need to, another thing that you might find is that if you're navigating density, if you're out and about, sometimes I find that along with sunglasses, I might want to wear a hat or a headscarf just to keep my energy field robust, because it can feel almost confrontive. And so as Shri's saying, honor yourself, right? You know, there's nothing wrong with just saying, hey, this is what I need.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we ready? Number 6, body temperature fluctuations. Now, this can be extreme. You are hot 1 minute, cold 1 minute. Parts of your body are hot while parts of your body are cold. You just can't seem to align with the ambient temperature.
Now, this is not just menopause.
Or andropause. No matter what age you are, this is happening.
It's an amazing...
yeah, we're not talking about hot flashes.
It's a like temperature regulation of the body.
Exactly.
Just is not happening in the way it used to happen. And you'll be the person in the room going, is anyone else hot? Or is anyone else cold? And just go with it. These are energetic shifts. Again, the purpose of bringing this all forward is to help you relax with the changes that you are undergoing. You will transit through this. You will be safe. And you are safe right now.
And oftentimes, a sense of this heightened sense of being cold, especially if you're in a warm room or something, is often because you've been out of your body. So start paying attention more. Relax into the experience rather than just be aware of, I'm hot or I'm cold. Start trying to invite yourself to be more relaxed into the experiences that you're having. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, let's continue. Number 7. This is a powerful one. A kind of an energy pulsing through the feet. Remember that all healing begins at our feet, and right now there's a lot of healing happening on the planet. Well, this energy pulsing through the feet can leave your feet feeling itchy or extremely hot. You might have an incredible aversion to wearing shoes, lots of pain in the feet. I'm noticing myself even at night, sometimes in bed, it's hard for me to sleep because this energy starts pulsing.
I have found that I just don't enjoy wearing shoes for very many hours, that I'd much rather have sandals or nothing, because I can't tolerate, it's not comfortable, I can tolerate it, it's not comfortable to have that energy around the feet being compressed by the shoes.
Yeah.
So you'll notice, especially toward the end of the day, that there is a different sensation in your feet. And once again, it's a good time, bring your attention there, bring your breath there, invite the energy to move. Because in the time of self-ascension, the energy is coming up the feet and out the head and around the body and recirculating back up the feet. This is like the torus.
Exactly.
And so our feet are responding in new ways.
And just like our other physical symptoms. And for myself, I'm having the feet experience 24/7. And one of the things that's happening is that there is this sense of, imagine if you were to bring your attention to the bottoms of your feet, start noticing about a 1 to 2 inch beautiful little, let's call it a puff of energy that's assisting you to walk with the planet instead of on the planet, and relax into that. Feel a beautiful white light under your left foot. Feel a beautiful golden light under your right foot, and pull those energies up, and it will really assist you to move through this. And it will also help a lot of the other physical symptoms that are happening. If you really want to anchor that, go to our website, shrinkira.com, and at the top, under Yoga of Self-Ascension, when you open that, there's going to drop down a whole bunch of practices. Start doing the living Ankh practice barefoot outside, and you will be blown away at how easy you will really help the physical body deal with a lot of the symptomology. So should we continue?
Please do.
Let's do that. Okay, so this is a big one. I'm sure a lot of you are dealing with sleep patterns shifting. Now, this has always been an ascension system, but here's the difference. Less hours with more contact. Also, very regular time stamps throughout the period that you might be sleeping.
You may find that you regularly are awake at a certain hour in the middle of the night. And maybe there's a couple times during the night where you just, bing, I'm here.
Yeah.
And this is because there is a sequential visitation or contact happening, and alignment happening. And here's the thing, you don't have to figure all this stuff out.
Exactly.
It's important to recognize that, okay, the environment in which I am having my consciousness is shifting.
Yeah.
So just notice and allow everything to proceed organically, because you're healing on multiple dimensions.
Now, speaking of healing, that brings us to the next one. Extreme physical fatigue when there would be no good reason. For many, this may feel like chronic fatigue. You might have even had somebody tell you you have chronic fatigue syndrome. And with that, it's also a sense of noticing that you might like just suddenly be dropping things, or not even aware that you were holding something, or like, how did that get there? This is all one symptom of awakening. And again, it's because the physical body is adapting to being in a multidimensional experience.
I have nothing more to say.
Okay, thank you. All right, number 10. This is big, guys. A sense of being alone or of doubting yourself. And this is also coming up through a lot of depression, through a sense of disconnection. And then what happens is it leads to a fixation on negativity. And this also, what happens is that there's this part of you that you seemingly can't control, yet deep within you, there's this other part of you that has a sense of the higher order of things and an awareness that this is not the truth, however you're going through it. This is a dimensional transition. Remember, third and fifth dimensions have anchored. Every human being, every sentient being on the planet right now is adapting to this. And again, please, please, please watch our February Revelations video where we talk a whole bunch about this because of the timestamp of 2018 when that came forward.
Yeah.
But this is an adjustment. Yeah. It is not the truth of who you are.
Now, this one is very sensitive and needs a lot of love.
Yes.
Because just imagine that you took a child and transplanted them into a whole other environment, there's a sense of I'm lost. There's a sense of maybe I'm not good enough, or I did something wrong. How did I get here?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't any physical move.
Yeah.
You know, there's just this energetic shift. And so we have to bring a lot of love to our inner child to say, relax, this is okay. We also need to bring reassurance to our adult and say, we are growing, we are evolving. Allow the shifts to settle in. Allow yourself to quote unquote adapt. It isn't quite adaptation, it's more of an acceptance. And working with these energies, recognizing that nothing is here to stay. It will pass.
It will pass, angels. You will adapt, and you are adapting now. All right, next one. Number 11, hair loss. Now, this can go in cycles, and it's indicative of two distinctly different things, which is why it can go in cycles. The first reason you can be experiencing some hair loss or even physical expansion of your head is due to literal expansion of the crown energy. Now remember, the ascended crown is actually 4 points, okay? If you were to take your hands and put them here, these are the outer points, these two middle fingers, and then it goes up like a diamond. So the hair loss means the upper reaches of the crown are opening, and at the very top of that is a portal that lifts you up into the multidimensional ascended frequencies. The other, and this is why it can go in cycles, the other symptom is that it's collapsed and it's congested and it's too much pressure. If that's the case, you're also going to notice a lot of pressure up here. Again, deep breath, conscious awakening. Go use that Living Ankh protocol and pull it up. Free at our website, shrikira.com.
You know, many people will find that there's subtle shifts in their physical anatomy because as your energy changes, it's like a different blueprint upon which you hang a physical form or the form gathers around it. And so, yes, balding or hair loss, perhaps a little elongation of the cranium itself.
Or even this way, you know, this way or this way, you'll notice that. So let's keep moving. Number 12. A sense of disorientation or spaciness, and this is really reflected in your electronic devices. All of a sudden your phone is doing strange stuff and you didn't ask it to do that, or your computer is doing strange stuff.
You know, or if you have a touchscreen type device, your fingers go in one direction but a different key responded. And this is all energetic, and it can be amusing and irritating. It's just one of the things that whenever we're interacting with the physical world, I have found it necessary to just pause and say, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Bring presence to it. I'm holding a glass of liquid. Not just unconsciously grab it because it could slip right through your hand.
Exactly. And again, this sense of spaciness and this dimensional shift that's got the energy pulsing right through into everything you're doing is part of your adaptation to living in multidimensional space. So nothing to worry about, simply something to acknowledge, and thereby it will help it anchor. Okay, next one. This is a really important one. You have a heightened sense of seeing the space between things. So in other words, when you look at something, there's like if you take your two fingers, right? It's an easy way to do this, and you gaze between the two fingers. Instead of seeing right through, there's this sense of dimensional energy.
I experience it as more of a fullness.
Yeah.
You know, in the quote-unquote old days, you know, there would be the table and the lamp. Now there's more. There's the table, the lamp, and the space between them. It's more tangible, more visible, more noticeable. And this is part of your whole perceptual system adjusting to the fact that everything is full.
Exactly, and nothing is solid. It's part of the dissolution of the illusion and the acceptance of your ascended presence. It literally ignites your broader vision. So when you start experiencing this, relax into it and actually practice adjusting to it, because it will also affect those vision changes that we talked about earlier as well. Now, the remaining ones are all part of what we want to categorize as the enhanced multidimensional connection. Now again, we're not going to talk a lot about that in this video, but please, please, please watch our February 2018 Revelations video where we discuss living in this tridimensional experience. So these symptoms that we're going to describe right now are all a reflection of that, yet they're independent symptoms. And the first one is when your eyes are closed, if you close your eyes, instead of seeing dark, there's suddenly a light show.
Now, the light show can be amusing or disturbing because sometimes our subconscious will overlay faces or patterns or kind of conscious dreaming. The fact of the matter is that there is a different energy stimulating your optical system, plus you are no longer just in your body when you relax. And so we're beginning to travel and to have different experiences. Once again, breathe, smile, and relax. Because all of these quote-unquote symptoms are a little bit of a shock to the patterned way we used to exist. Our brain and our ego want things predictable, and then they can be controlled. And now, we're not in that kind of world anymore. We're in an infinite environment that is offering you an opportunity to expand joy, to expand peace, to expand creation. And so you know how when you begin to see something that's not really there, or you go into soft focus and you blink and it jumps back to the old way of looking. You're going to have a lot of those kind of experiences with all of these symptoms, where you just begin to allow that your reality is more fluid than it used to be.
And how awesome is that? So let's continue, because the next one is an energy that we are calling the remembering. And again, this is really defined more in our February video. However, the remembering comes because we have anchored this multiple dimension experience and more portals have opened. And this comes as a sense of remembering the future and seeing things as done. Walking into a room and seeing it the way to look in either a near future or a distant future. A heightened sense of deja vu, a much more heightened sense, more regularity that way, a sense of seeing things out of the corner of your eye. This is a very powerful energy. And if you are at the moment where you are having this remembering, time warps, time experiences. You might have a sudden sense of being in many places at once and then suddenly you're back here. You might consciously remember this, you might not, but this energy of the remembering is huge and it is manifesting in many different ways. And we'll be talking about this all year because 2018 is the year that this is really going to open for everyone.
And one of the things that you might consider is that when a circumstance occurs and there's a sense inside of, oh yeah, this was supposed to happen.
Exactly.
I saw it, but I didn't remember seeing it. And then all of a sudden, well, maybe I did remember seeing it. And everyone else might be going, oh, what a surprise. And you're going, no, of course.
This is what it is. Of course I'm seeing it this way.
And so remembering the future is probably the best way to communicate that.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that happens as we're going through all of this shifting is oftentimes our brain and our ability to use language just doesn't quite fit anymore. And so as we're remembering the future, you're having an experience that isn't part of your normal language skills.
No. Bottom line. And that's actually one of the symptoms is the dementia. I'm skipping ahead since you just mentioned that, but what we call dimensional dementia, meaning that it's an inability to call forward the quote words to adequately describe what's going on with you. That and really we encourage you, let go of trying to find the words. Just let go of it and simply feel into the experience. Your mind is not going to get you through this symptomology. Your mind is actually part of why the symptomology is here, because you're being invited to anchor beyond a linear timeline that's now folding upon itself, and hence the great remembering.
So one of the things, is that the bottom of the list?
Yeah, but we have 2 left.
Okay, let's do that, and then I was just wanted to share something, but it's not time.
So we have just 2 more, and then we'll wrap this up. The next one is an effortless connection with soul family, meaning you're starting to meet beings who are more than just coincidence. This is real family. There's a sense of connection and a heightened awareness through that of those who are authentic and those who are spin doctors, those who are not. This is all part of the remembering because it's coming from a much deeper sense of space. And let me just go ahead and throw in the next one. That way we're complete. And that brings us to the final one, which is harvesting the gift of spiritual discernment. Now, all of these symptoms, experiences of your spiritual awakening, of your ascended presence, of your multidimensional anchoring, are leading to the rich blessing of what we call spiritual discernment. And spiritual discernment is part of the growth of your journey. And this is a recognition that not everything or everyone that has been part of your journey was coming from a sense of authenticity. However, it's about honoring that for assisting you to really birth that gift from within yourself. And that's really about cultivating your inner wisdom and learning more from the presence of others and the way they live their lives versus the spin that they might put forward on a case-by-case basis.
There's a lot of spin in the world, and it's getting it truly is getting easier to differentiate between that which is authentic and that which isn't, and which can give a rise to some frustration and disappointment.
Which could cycle you back into some of those earlier symptoms.
Because the frustration, disappointment, anger, and fear are coarse emotional energies, and they are like Velcro pulling you back into third dimensional reality, which is subject, object, cause, and effect, and people tend to want to kind of do battle or seek to control the environment. Versus smiling at these upsurges of older feelings and say, so you are existing on multiple levels.
Yes.
And this is the thing. You have to have mercy on yourselves. Because we have a physical body, an emotional body, a mental body, which we're all, quote, programmed by third dimensional reality, then our upper chakras are opening now.
Yeah.
And we're beginning to interweave our intuitive capacity, our vision, our soul's wisdom. All of these forces of authenticity are beginning to flow in greater ways. So you might be a little confused.
Might be. And remember,
disoriented.
Well, and where we started today, you are not crazy and you are not alone. And please hear that with all of our love, sincerity, and presence. As you awaken and as you anchor into your multidimensional presence, you are igniting what we refer to as your ascended sanity. And recognize that for those who are anchoring in the third dimensional energy, that they are living in what we call density sanity. And so to the one who is deep in density sanity, you will seem insane, and they will have no issue in telling you how much they think that's true or trying to medicate you through it. And so in the world of density sanity, of course this is insane. And what Shri and I, after living this every breathing moment of our lives for the past 15 years, can share with you is, once you fully anchor on the other side and you embrace and own your ascended sanity, it ignites a depth of compassion, love, and wisdom to really navigate with those in density sanity and to flourish through ascended sanity. You are not alone. You are not crazy. You are waking up. Mm-hmm. And as the beautiful Violet Ray Shiva said, and a beautiful way to culminate this video, we fall asleep so that we may heal. And when we are healed, we awaken. And so, beloved one, you are healing, you are holding, you are ascending, and you are not alone.
We love you, we celebrate your journey, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Namaste. Namaste.